Dear friends in Afghanistan and around the world, welcome to Afghans Learning English. In this lesson, we learn how to compare two or more things with each other. Imagine you are stirring Samanak for Nowruz. You have been stirring for 2 hours, but your sister has only been stirring for 1 hour. You have been stirring a longer time than your sister, while she has been stirring for a shorter time. We usually add er to an adjective to make a comparison and use the word than. Your mother has been stirring for 3 hours. She has been stirring for the longest time of everyone. When we say which person did the most of everyone, we call this a superlative, and usually add est to the adjective. If the adjective is 2 syllables or more, we usually add the word more for comparisons and most for superlatives. For example, this camel is expensive. This other camel is more expensive than the first camel. However, this camel is the most expensive of all the camels. There are some exceptions to this pattern. The most common is the adjective good, the comparative better, and the superlative best. For the negative, we say bad, comparative worse, and superlative worst. Now, let's look at an example from the Holy Bible, which you can find online at BibleGateway.com. Look at the Old Testament and the book of Daniel in chapter 1. You can click on the link in the description below to go straight to that chapter. This is the story of the prophet Daniel. The comparative and superlative adjectives will be underlined. In the 3rd year of the reign of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came to Jerusalem and besieged it. And the Lord delivered Jehoiakim, king of Judah, into his hand. Then the king ordered Ashpenaz, chief of his court officials, to bring into the king's service some of the Israelites from the royal family and the nobility, young men without any physical defect, handsome, showing aptitude for every kind of learning, well-informed, quick to understand, and qualified to serve in the king's palace. He was to teach them the language and literature of the Babylonians. The king assigned them a daily amount of food and wine from the king's table. They were to be trained for 3 years, and after that, they were to enter the king's service. Among those who were chosen were Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. The chief official gave them new names. To Daniel, the name Belteshazzar, to Hananiah, Shadrach, to Mishael, Meshach, and to Azariah, Abednego. But Daniel resolved not to defile himself with the royal food and wine, and he asked the chief official for permission not to defile himself this way. Now God had caused the official to show favor and compassion to Daniel. But the official told Daniel, "I am afraid of my lord the king, who has assigned your food and drink. Why should he see you looking worse than the other young men your age? The king would then have my head because of you." Daniel then said to the guard, whom the chief official had appointed over Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, "Please test your servants for 10 days. Give us nothing but vegetables to eat and water to drink. Then compare our appearance with that of the young men who eat the royal food, and treat your servants in accordance with what you see." So he agreed to this and tested them for 10 days. At the end of the 10 days, they looked healthier and better nourished than any of the young men who ate the royal food. So the guard took away their choice food and the wine they were to drink, and gave them vegetables instead. At the end of the time set by the king to bring them into his service, the chief official presented them to Nebuchadnezzar. The king talked with them, and he found none equal to Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, So they entered the king's service. In every matter of wisdom and understanding about which the king questioned them, he found them 10 times better than all the magicians and enchanters in his whole kingdom. In this story, we saw how God honored Daniel and his friends because they kept themselves pure. Now it is quick quiz time. Which sentence is true about this picture? If you selected, "The shortest man is the richest," then you are correct. Now, which sentence is true about this picture? If you selected, "The middle girl is the most intelligent," then you are correct. If you want to see more content from Afghans Learning English, please subscribe to this channel. To read today's story in your own language, go to afghanbibles.org. There is a link in the description below that will take you straight to Daniel 1 in either Dari or Pashto. That is all for this lesson. Go in peace.